Yeah, you're probably thinking, like, wait, why the heck did you split the video up? By accident. It wasn't because I got interrupted for dinner. Oh no, it was by pure accident. My screen decided to go blank. Yeah, it does this basically when I'm on here for this laptop. Or apparently, if I don't move the mouse for 10 minutes, it will go black. And I had to move the mouse, basically. Now continue where left off before we're so rudely talking about the end of the video. So, the various attack. So, oh yeah, and basically Wolfgang basically fires up his hand because he wants to. So they break out Steve, and also apparently the guards are the Americops. Wow, more reminders the fact we know no one really liked. Something else people didn't like much about Nick Spencer's run. The Americops, a group of racist robot cops. Just cuz. So, massive explosions. Steve eventually does get out thanks to Zara's Liberty. By the way, and also then we have the end of issue 11, where Cap goes back briefly wearing his costume for an issue, and then he puts on a completely different attire. So, Nick Fury finds out about Cap escape from prison. So basically, he's like, okay, needs a team. He's like, okay, keeps the team around, and then he decides to do something completely unnatural. He decides to put back on his old Commander Rider's uniform. Yep, often he's not, well, officially wants his Brubaker's run. Though he did briefly sport during the Access event. But yeah, he actually sports it again, which I thought was really cool. And plus, I love the fact there's a museum for his stuff, which I thought was so cool. I give this book roughly a, I think it's like a, I give it a 9.5. I think it's damn good. Oh yeah, and then we reveal the last page. Who is Dryad? It's Peggy Carter! Who's got a nose ring now? Why does she have a nose ring? No idea. Yeah, and she's also another character. I mean, she was a character Brubaker had died in the, apparently died off panel in the first issue of his run, of the second volume of his run for Volume 6, basically, was released the same month as basically the Captain America movie. And that was released back in 2011. This issue came out in, like last year. This one was dead for 8 years, and then we bring it back. Oh, she's alive now. For reasons. Okay. Now moving on to Captain America, Volume 3, The Legend of Steve. And he is now wearing the Commander Rider's outfit. The artwork in here is done by several different artists. We have Jason Masters, who does issues 13, 15, 17, 19. Basically, the book covers 13 and 19 of the series. We have Sean Isaac, who does issue 13. Nick Welch, who does issue 14. Bob Quinn, 16, 19. And Lucas Warnock, who does issue 19. Alex Ross does the cover here. So, and then we have basically where we have Black Widow reading the files of Wolfgang von Strucker, and you have Cap on his, looks like a new Quint carrier. Yes, a new Quint carrier. You're probably thinking, Quint carrier, what the heck is that? It was basically Captain America's personal vehicle that he one time briefly used as the base for the Secret Avengers. Well, it was destroyed, and now he's got a new one. So he basically he has a brief team up with White Tiger. I believe this is not the one who Al Ewing worked with. No, I think this is the second one who was created by Bendis. Yep, I think this is that one. So they bring it to a facility where it's run by the Watchdogs. Okay. You're probably wondering, who the heck are the Watchdogs? Well, for one thing, they changed their looks, basically. They look like members of the KKK. The Watchdogs. Okay, now who the heck are these guys? They're a group of racists. They're a white supremacist group that Mark Greenwald created during his run for the book. And at one point, believe it or not, the William Burnside Captain America said these guys be true Americans. Really? A group of racists. That's what the Watchdogs were. A group of racist guys who, by the way, they wore dog costumes. If you look at their early appearances, that's what they dressed as. Dogs. And the subplot here is apparently these racist morons have decided to infiltrate NYPD and various other establishments. I'm like, okay, why the heck would you make the watchdogs like this? For also, Cap's got energy shield because they can't use a regular shield for reasons. So they get teleported away, and apparently the watchdogs apparently become a replacement for the AmeriCops. Why in the world them? I have no idea. And then we have Nick Fury basically looking on stuff. He's still looking for Cap, and then we have this wonderful scene. Looks like it's, I think this is Jessica Drew basically beeps the guys at the bar. That, oh yeah, this is, I believe this is her. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not Jessica Drew. It's actually Echo Maya Lopez. I'm still questioning, like, what? How the heck they resurrect her? Yeah, Charles Shaw apparently brought her back in the Daredevil annual, and as far as I can tell, there's been no official explanation of her resurrection. Yeah, she died back in 2012, and then she was brought back. I think it was like in, I think it was like 2016. I think it was. Yeah. So they continue to fight with the Watchdogs. Yep. And of course, you have White Tiger versus Sin. This is actually for the first time. Even Echo versus Sin. And of course, Cap frees people. And of course, well, the bar is spray painted with the Captain America shield. So we have Crossbones and Sin have a moment. And then we reveal this mysterious woman with powers. This woman is named, well, her name is Larkin. Well, last name's Larkin. Basically, what is he Alexander Larkin's daughter? No, his wife. And Tony Ho basically has got a great line. Ick, what is with these older dudes and young girls? Present company excluded. Which, okay, that is actually quite funny because that's a minor gag, basically. Even in real life, this kind of happens. Where we have older guys dating much younger women. So, yeah. I kind of get the sentiment about that. It's understandable that people might not like the fact of seeing an old man dating a woman who's practically smoking hot. Yeah, because old men don't like, well, the women around their age because all they talk about is their pains. Yeah. So, eventually, we have sort of an argument between Sharon and Steve. And then we have a return of somebody pops up in this trade. Which, a guy who's not physically appeared in the comic book looking like this in decades. Who is it? The Scourge of the Underworld. And apparently the writer forgot the fact Cap knows who this guy is. Well, doesn't know who the person behind the mask is, but he does know who the Scourge is. He knows all about the Scourge in the world. He fought him in the Mark Greenwald's run. Apparently, the writer forgot about that little factoid. I like the fact we have a recap of the Scourge in the world. If you're curious to who the Scourge in the world is, he was simply put a character created to kill off minor villains. Yep. And then we have this dinner scene between Miss Larkin and Wilson Fisk, which is a great several pages. My apologies if I keep blowing my nose. My nose keeps stuff it up. So they get away. And then, of course, Cap gets confronted by U.S. agent, still wearing the same outfit he wore during Nick Spencer's run. By the way, U.S. agent when he actually is, well, technically, this is his previous appearance before he appeared in the Force Works 2020 series. Why is he here? Beat up Cap. Though at the time this came out, this was probably his first appearance in a comic book since the one issue that he appeared in for Nick Spencer's for Sam Wilson Captain America book. Which is nice still, the fact that Miss Knight is here. And we have brief reminding what happened during Mark Greenwald when Cap basically had his costume to John Walker back in the 80s. During the whole Captain storyline. Oh yeah. And the one thing the writer does keep about John Walker, of how much a dick the man is. Yes, the guy is a jerk, and they keep him like that because it's part of his character. Yep. And then we have the apparent death of Will Smith. Don't worry, he's fine. Oh yeah, and apparently we have to have repeat of basically the first time Cap tried to unmask the Scourge in the world, where the Watchdogs basically come to over at Cap's house, kills him, but leaves his wife alive, and gets confronted by the Scourge, and the wife is like very unhappy. Oh, and then Cap finds out who Druid is. Yep, he finds out. He finds out in the very next issue, by the way. Which even he's shocked to see who it is. Yep, and then we have Scourge basically like where he apparently dies before he finds out who he is. Yeah, this is a repeat of the first time Cap tried to unmask Scourge back in the 80s. The only difference is this guy committed suicide, while unlike the first time this happened, well, the reason why he died was because he got shot by his successor. I'm not sure why the writers had to repeat this whole thing, but it did happen in the original Scourge in the World storyline. Yep. And then we have more appearances more stuff by John Walker, who'll still be a jerk. Yep. And then we finally then we have Cap find out who Druid is. The readers found out who he is a while ago. And then we have issue 19 where Cap runs into Agatha Harkness. Yep. He probably thinking, wait, if you read like the symbol like back in 2004, like she's dead. Isn't she supposed to be dead? Well, no. James Robinson had her resurrected at the end of his run for Scarlet Witch. So she's been back at this point for 5 years. Was it 5 years? No, it was 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. 2 years she's been back. But the thing is, nobody's dealing with this character. Nope. I like the fact that every night I have this wonderful color palette. And then, of course, well, basically she's here just to give a brief recap of the Daughters of Liberty, how they've been around for such a long time. And then Cap finds who the leader is, and he finds out it's Peggy. And he's like, you're supposed to be dead. Yes. I like the fact Cap said that, because she died. He had a feeling for her back in Captain America Volume 6, number 1. Now, for some reason, the artist thought we got to draw her like the actress plays in live action. He has a brunette hair, despite the fact originally when she first appeared it was a blonde. And the thing is, he got over her a long time ago. Like, yeah, but how the heck is she alive? Never explained here. Nope. She just is here, despite the fact she was supposed to be dead. By the way, Sam was wearing his outfit he wore during his brief solo series, which I still question. Okay, like, apparently some people at Marvel didn't like the fact he was Captain America, so he ran back to being Falcon, and then he do nothing with. Now he's back to being a supporting character in Cap's book for reasons. So then we have a brief guest star appearance by, looks like a flashback. It could be a flashback to Alexander Lukin, and he's got a Red Skull mask in his closet. And apparently he's alive somehow, despite the fact this guy's supposed to be dead. He's been dead since Brubaker's run. Like, why is anybody who writes Captain America, this is basically what I think with Nick Spencer and the current writer, like, let's undo stuff that Ed Brubaker did for no reason. I mean, I get the Red Skull, the Sin being the Red Skull. They undid that. They basically restored her face. That was something Brubaker did. And bring back Alexander Lupin, despite like this guy is supposed to be dead. Yeah, he's been dead for years, and now he's alive again. I don't know. It seems as though the way the writer writes this, it's a similar style to what the Ed Brubaker run basically had done. And I don't mind that at all, because I love the Brubaker run. It's a fantastic book. And I do appreciate that. But why do you have to remind them the expenditures run for with the AmeriCops and Hydra Cap? Why the heck would remind them those two things? At least the AmeriCops don't play a role in here. The Watchdogs, that's interesting to say the least. Why the heck are the Watchdogs who play a lot more militant than they were previously? No idea. Also, when the heck did they get their new outfits? Because I didn't even think the last thing they showed up prior to this was actually very big as run. They were still wearing those old goofy dog costumes. But now they're wearing more militant outfits and having masks similar to the Confederate flag for some reason. I have no idea why. Yep. So yeah, that's it for particular review. And that's probably going to be a video today, unless of course I manage to bring another one. Maybe comic order. But it's still be a bit before I get to Little Darkness. Like I said, I want to get on 4 episodes of Sergeant Picard before I get a chance to start that series. Okay? Do the next video. Bye.